and nearly 300 mine workers are staging a sit-in for the 6th straight day at a chrome mine in Rustenburg. ENC reporter Linda Buhle is following that particular story, and I said earlier he was already at that chrome mine, but he actually is still here with us in studio to explain before he goes off. Linda, good morning to you. So, you're saying it's actually not the 6th day, but the 7th day today. What exactly is the sit-in for? Well, what are they demanding?
Indeed, it is the 7th day, and what we understand is from NUMSA is that they are demanding that a certain captain in that particular mine be suspended. This is after allegations of sexual assault, in fact, and a case being opened by one of the NUMSA members, a female member of NUMSA. So what we understand is that on the 19th, on Wednesday last week, after they finished their shift, they in fact decided that they're going to stage a sit-in in underground, and about 300 or so members of NUMSA are there, and they're saying they're not going to surface until these matters are addressed. Also, what they are saying is that there is an issue of workers that were dismissed, and they want the reinstatement of some of those members, but clarity on that will be given by NUMSA at their press briefing at 11, in fact, right now, before we head to Rustenburg to check what is happening at the mine.
Who's the owner of this chrome mine, and what has the response been from their side on these allegations? Well,
I cannot say much about who the owner is, but what I can tell you is that there have been statements coming out from the mine itself, and what they are saying is that this is an illegal gathering, in fact, and they're saying that as much as they are trying to resolve some of the issues, in fact, I spoke to Paramile Hlubi last night, and what she said was that there were talks, indeed, that were happening throughout Sunday and Monday, but those talks have broken down because they haven't been able, in fact, to come to a consensus about some of the issues here. And what Paramile says is that, in fact, they were not able to suspend, or were not willing to suspend the captain because of those talks that have broken down. But what we understand is that the mine has deemed this as an illegal strike. But more so, what we also know is that the mine, in fact, the workers that are underground were given food on Sunday. So they received their first batch of food after 4 days. But what the workers, some of the workers, yes, and the family stationed outside, is that their concerns is that they're not eating well, and this is a ticking time bomb. The people are stationed underneath there, and of course there is the issue of air, there is the issue of what are they eating, and it is cold. So those are some of the issues that are surfacing at this point.
The allegation of sexual assault is a very serious one, Linda. Is the union, first of all, naming this person? Remember the issue around how serious this is, but importantly as well, how many people is he alleged to have sexually assaulted or harassed?
Well, in a statement that, in fact, in the media release, in the invite to come to the briefing, the NUMSA, the union, is saying, in fact, that this particular mine has been sweeping some of the sexual assault issues, some of the dismissal issues under the rug, and they're saying that since 2018 there have been such issues that have not been properly dealt with. But one particular thing, they haven't named who exactly the captain is. What they are saying is that they want the suspension of this particular captain, and I guess because the matter is not before court, we also can't be naming him, particularly because a case was opened for this particular person. But what NUMSA is saying is that they haven't been able to reach a consensus, and their workers are remaining underground until that particular consensus, which is two issues really burning here: the sexual assault issue, and of course the issue of dismissed workers that need to be reinstated. But what they are saying is that the mine hasn't been dealing with issues properly since 2018, and what they are saying is that this is something they are looking into, and this is something they are trying to sort of solve before anything of a disaster, of a calamity can happen, particularly because of those miners that are underground. But we're expecting some of those answers as to what exactly are they planning at the press briefing that is about to happen at 11 o'clock this morning.
All right, just as we let you go to that media briefing then, if there is a standoff, because it does sound as though there is a standoff between the mine and the union concerned, how long are workers planning to keep this up for? I mean, it's the 7th day today, as you say.
Well, what we understand is that they will stay there until this matter is resolved. And again, I said that this is sort of a ticking time bomb, particularly pressuring the mine to act. But it seems that even as mine workers are underground, the mine and, of course, the union haven't been able to reach a consensus coming from those meetings they've had in the past couple of days. But what we understand is that the union is trying to get food as much as they possibly can underground to ensure that at least there is that sustainability of those mine workers and that they receive the bare minimum of their necessities as they remain underground.
All right, Lindo Kulu following that particular story, and he'll be going off to a media briefing now to address these issues.